guys, welcome. We are doing phonics lesson 5, so let's get busy. Get rid of all these floating things. All right. So lesson 5. So our learning targets today, I can complete my spelling assessment. So yes, we have a spelling test. I can read sentences that are questions and statements. We talked about that in the last lesson. And I can identify the tense of a sentence, meaning if it's past, present, or future. So today's our spelling test. During a spelling test, I will read a word aloud, use it in a sentence, and then read the word again. So let's review our spelling words. So our R controlled vowels. We have the R, and R. They're either ER, AR, or OR. Like heard and verb have the ER, barns and park have the R sound spelled with AR. Then we have or like horn, porch, and short spelled with OR. And our tricky word is said. All right, so worksheet 5.1 spelling test. You know what that looks like. So it looks like this right here, and it's numbered 1 through 8. All right, it's numbered 1 through 8. Now, I want to remind you when we do a spelling test, I am giving you the words in a certain order. That is how they should be for your spelling test, in the order I am giving them. All right? Okay, so with that being said, let's get started on our spelling test. Number 1, horn, horn. I can honk my car horn, horn. Number 2, park, park. Can we go to the park today? Park. Number 3, verb, verb. Run is a verb, verb. Number 4, barns, barns. My papa has 2 barns, barns. Number 5, short, short. That doll is short, short. Number 6, porch, porch. Let's go sit on the porch, porch. Number 7, herd, herd. There was a herd of cattle in the field, herd. Number 8, said, said. My mom said not to get dirty, said. Okay, so we've done all 8 words. I'm going to repeat them again, so make sure you have these on the correct lines. Number 1, horn. Number 2, park. Number 3, verb. Number 4, barns. Number 5, short. Number 6, porch. Number 7, herd. Number 8, said. All right, my friends, let's move on. So let's look at our root words for worksheet 5.2. All right. So it says, can you see the spelling pattern? Fill in the chart. You have our root word, which are short vowels. Okay. Then we have words that end with ed, and then we have words that end ing. Now remember, if they have a short vowel and they end with a consonant, you double the consonant and add the ending of ed or ing. Okay? So you have the word sip, ram, shout, pound, look, duck, dash, hop, mash, trip, and lick. Now, as you can see, not all of those words are short vowels, okay? So you need to think about what you're doing when you're adding your ending. Look at sip. It's the short I. You've got the P there, so we know we have to double the P and add ed to make sipped. And then we've got to make sing, where we will just double the P and add ing. All right. And we would do that ram the same way, rammed. You would double the M and add ed. In ramming, you would double the M and add ing. Now, let's look at shout. Shout. How would you make that past tense? Shouted. What would we do with it? We would just add the ed to it. shouted. What about shouting? shouting. Okay, because we didn't double that letter, did we? No. All right. I'm not going to do any more with you. I am going to let you do that on your own. All right. So let's get back to our video. Actually, not our video, I think. Hold on, my friends. Well, let me see if I could get it back in this way. Do it the long way here. All right, no. So that'd be the next one. Okay, so let's go back to our slides here. It's not a video, it's a slide. All right, our spelling tree. So let's review our spelling tree. Sorry about the tree being down there. The spelling tree will help us keep track of and organize the different spellings for the K sound. Remember, we did this in the last lesson, okay? We're going to add leaves to the different branches because the branches act like power bars. The biggest branches are the most frequent spellings. So it says I'm going to give out leaves to you guys, but I'm actually not going to do that. All right. Okay, so if you notice, we have a K at the bottom of the tree, and that's got the K there. We have the K spelled with a K. We have K spelled with double C. We have K spelled with CK, and we have K spelled with C, like in cat. All right. So if I have the word classroom, where would it go? It would be on the C, on the C. And cornflake would be right there with the C also, along with carpet and cave and crash. Then we have the K, like backpack, black, and kicked. We have the K spelled with a K for kids, kicked, barking, and cornflake. So grammar, statements, and questions. We've learned about two types of sentences. A question is what we call a sentence where something is asked, and a statement is something that tells us something. So, is it a statement or a question? Pat clapped her hands. That's a statement. It's telling us something. Is it a statement or question? Can Kate hug her pal? It's a question. It's asking. Is it a statement or question? Will Jill pick the plums? Is it telling us something or asking? It's asking, so it's a question. Vern cracked the eggs. Is that telling us or asking? It's telling, so it's a statement. Dad parked his car. Is that telling or asking? It's telling. It's a statement. Is it a statement or question? Beth is baking cupcakes. Yum. Is that a statement or question? It's a statement because it's telling us. Can you swim at the zoo? Is that a statement or a question? It's a question, isn't it? It's asking you, can you swim at a zoo? So remember verbs. Verbs are action words. Actions are things that you can do like run, jump, and read. There are three kinds of verbs though. We have a present tense verb. The action is happening right now in the present. We have past tense verbs that the action has already happened and it's in the past. And usually those verbs end with ed. We have future tense verbs. These actions have not happened yet and will happen in the future, but they have that special little word that's with the verb. That word is will. Will is always with the verb for future tense. So what do we add to a verb to make it past tense? And I just told you that. We add an ed to the end of the verb. So let's read these sentences again because I'm going to need your help underlining the verbs in each sentence with a squiggly line. And then we're going to decide if it's present, past, or future. So we're going to underline the verb and then we're going to tell, is it past, present, or future? So Pat clapped her hands. What's the verb? Clapped, because it's showing the action. Okay, it ends with ed, so it is past tense. Good. Okay, let's underline the verb again. Can Kate hug her pal? What is the verb? What shows the action? Hug. So when is it happening? Past, present, or future? Present. Good. All right, let's underline the verb. Will Jill pick the plums? Will Jill pick the plums? What's the verb? Will pick is the verb, and it is future tense. Will pick because it has not happened yet. Okay, let's underline the verb again. Vern cracked the eggs. What's the verb? Cracked, and it ends with ed, so that tells us it is past tense. Great job. Dad parked his car. What's the verb? Parked. Great. It ends with ed, so that tells me it is past tense. Awesome job. Beth is baking cupcakes. What's the verb? Baking. And what type of verb is it? Past, present, or future? Present, because she's doing it now. Underline the verb here. Can you swim at the zoo? What's the verb? Swim. Is it past, present, or future? It's present tense because it's happening right now. All right, so let's look at our worksheet 5.3. So 5.3, if you notice here, I'm going to read the directions to you here on the side. It says, have students copy the sentences on the lines. So yes, you write the sentences. It says, add capital letters at the beginning and the correct punctuation marks at the end. So look at number 1. Jim likes to splash in the pool in the summer. So we know we need to capitalize Jim because it's the first letter in the sentence for Jim. What are we going to put at the end? A question or a period? We're going to put a period there because it's a statement. Look at number 2. Which book do you like best? We're going to capitalize the W on which because it's the first word and the first letter in the sentence. And what are we going to put at the end? A question mark because it is asking. Okay. You've got a few sentences there to do. Then let's look at this next part. Add a period or question mark to the lines. So you have to read those sentences and put a period or question mark at the end of those sentences. Okay. So let me get rid of this again. Back to my slide. All right, our learning targets. I can complete my spelling assessment. I can read sentences that are questions and statements, and I can identify the tense of a sentence. My friends, that's the end of this lesson. I will see you back here tomorrow. Bye, my friends.